Some teams in the clutch figure out how to win games. Other teams in the clutch figure out how to lose games. Something tells me we had those type teams on display in Stillwater today. Welcome to the Voice of College Football, breaking down the game we all love each and every day with you. Best discussion, debate, and analysis. Arkansas, supposed to be one of the worst teams in the SEC, but coming off a 70-0 demolition of Arkansas Pine Bluff, going to Stillwater, taking on the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Of course, went to the Big 12 championship game last year and have basically their offense back, basically their defense back, basically everybody, the most returning production in college football and the most starters back from 2023 after that team went to the conference championship game. So the Cowboys, as would make sense, about a 9 to 10 point favorite in this game. However, who dominated the football game? However, who eventually won the football game? Danico Slaughter is an excellent man-to-man cover guy for Arkansas, and he kept Oklahoma State off the scoreboard with a pass breakup early in the game in the end zone. This is what we picked up from this game. First of all, Alan Bowman misses a ton of throws. He eventually threw for 326 yards, and I don't necessarily understand the game plan early on from Mike Gundy, but Mike Gundy eventually proved to be the better play caller and the better decision maker in this game. Arkansas punted down to the 1 yard line, and there was still no score in this game, and Mike Gundy put the offense on the back of not Ollie Gordon, but on the back of Alan Bowman, who again just missed throws all over the place. And he apparently had a good game in the opener against South Dakota. But this is a guy that's been in college football now for 7 years. Excellent gamer, baller, winner, but at the same time, 15 touchdowns and 14 picks, and he much looks like the same quarterback this year. All right, that buried Oklahoma State, going with Bowman from the 1 yard line instead of Ollie Gordon. Actually, in the first 14 plays of the game for OK State, they ran it 3 times with Ollie Gordon and threw it with Alan Bowman 11 times. Arkansas gets the punt back. They go 6 plays, 45 yards in the touchdown. The Arkansas offensive line much improved. They were dominant, and Jaquindon Jackson had himself a day. He scored the first touchdown 7-0, and Oklahoma State's defense, awful last year, awful in this game. But again, they're the winning team. And actually, within the first 11 minutes of the game, Arkansas had 6 plays of plus 15 yards. We note that Bobby Petrino, as it was stated during the game broadcast, his offenses at Arkansas, when he was the head coach in 2010 and 11, those two teams, of course, went to a Sugar Bowl and Cotton Bowl and finished top 10 in the nation. They were number 8 in yards per play those 2 seasons. Arkansas last season, number 116 in FBS play in yards per play. It appears as though they're going to do much better this season in yards per play. Jaquindon Jackson led another touchdown drive, 8 plays, 83 yards, 14-0. At this point, Arkansas, 172 yards of total offense, Oklahoma State, 55. Taylon Green was playing some good ball. They were getting him out of the pocket. He was delivering the football. The one thing I would say, though, even when he was racking up what eventually would be 416 yards through the air, he misses high, but not too high. And those Arkansas wide receivers, not just one of them, 3 of them, all showed the ability time and time again to climb the ladder and bring down errant high throws. But Taylon Green wasn't too wild, just wild enough, and his receivers could get to the football. This, I'm considering the play of the game. Even though it went to overtime later and Arkansas had plenty of opportunities to salt this game away, this is where they really could have put their foot down on the Cowboys' throats. They led 21-0 in this game. And Taylon Green had a remarkable play in which he was being chased all over the place. He reversed field, and he squared his shoulders and threw a dime to the end zone. And it was dropped by Tyrone Bolden. And Broden had put his hand up, throw me the football, I'm breaking free. But when you do that, you got to catch it. It was not a difficult catch. It was there. It was contested by the defensive back, but still, Green made a remarkable throw. it would have been 28-0 Arkansas right there. And you got to figure, how many games do a team come back from 4 touchdowns down? So that pretty much would have been it, especially when the next play after it should have been 28-0, Taylon Green had a wide open player running across the middle, crossing route, underthrew him by several steps, picked off by Cale Smith of Oklahoma State, who took it to the house. Pick 6. The next play after it could have been 28-0 should have been, it's now 14-7. That was the turning point right there. Arkansas outgained Oklahoma State in the first half. This is remarkable if you follow stats. 346-77. The Oklahoma State offensive line came in with 214 starts this season, was supposed to be one of the top 5 to 10 units in college football. Did not look the part. Arkansas dominated on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Oklahoma State had a touchdown reception early in the second half called back because of a block below the waist, had to settle for a field goal, and it was 21-10. Jaquindon Jackson was doing everything right on this day, except he fumbled a pitch, and he also had another fumble, and that gave the ball to Oklahoma State at midfield. So, turnover battle went the way of the Cowboys, and that is usually the key stat in the football game that tells us who's going to win, not total yardage. Arkansas missed a field goal that would have taken a 21-13 game out to a 24-13 game in the fourth quarter with 11 minutes left. 2-score lead with 11 minutes left. You usually win that game. Sam Pittman's offensive line that we noted earlier has produced, not at Arkansas necessarily, but Sam Pittman, of course, was an offensive line coach at 9 different FBS schools before he finally found his home at Arkansas, and we'll see if he lasts through 2024 here. But man, his team's a lot better this season, but still, man, they needed to win this game today. He's produced, as an offensive line coach and head coach, 7 number 1 draft picks since 2013 along the offensive line, 15 drafted in the NFL. Just a little side note there. And again, Arkansas much improved along the offensive front. Brendan Presley had a drop that could have led to another touchdown. And again, Oklahoma State, with its wide receivers all back from last season, including its top guy, Presley, who almost had 1,000 yards last season, has been playing college football for a long, long time. That killed a drive. But Arkansas gave it right back on a muffed punt that set up OK State at the Arkansas 25. So we've got about 10 minutes left in the game, and then Alan Bowman to the aforementioned Presley for a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. 21 all, 9 minutes left in the game. Arkansas drives it down the field. They set up a 4th and 5 at the Oklahoma State 25. Didn't trust the kicker, who had missed earlier. Taylon Green didn't get it, though. The Oklahoma State pass rush finally stepped up, forced the bad throw. Taylon Green couldn't get, after he was flushed from the pocket, tried to make it to the sticks, couldn't get there, dove for it. He was short. Arkansas comes up empty. Again, this is how you score only 31 points in overtime when you have almost 700 yards of total offense. All right, we then on the next series had a flea flicker, a double reverse flea flicker from Bowman to a wide open tight end that went all the way down to the 8-yard line, completely fooled the Hogs on defense. And it was set up because they finally got a run play to Ollie Gordon, who was stuffed the entire day, the rushing champion from last year. But they finally set him up with one run play that gained 8 or 9 yards. Then they faked it to him. Mike Gundy, nobody's ever accused him of not knowing offense and how to set up a defense. Then they go with the flea flicker, tight ends wide open. Then the jet sweep to Presley for the touchdown. And it's finally Oklahoma State in the lead as the big favorite, 28-21 with 5 minutes left. Well, Taylon Green right back down the field. 2 pass plays. Luke Hass was wide open. So one tight end open for the Cowboys. Arkansas comes back with a touchdown with just about a minute left in the game. So we got 28 all after the 3-play, 75-yard drive. Sabian Sori had a blitz on the run play, 5-yard loss. The Georgia transfer, that put Oklahoma State in a hole on a 3rd and long. except Nico Slaughter. I talked about him as being one of the best cover corners for Arkansas, probably the best on the team, but he bailed out the Cowboys with a pass interference call, set up Oklahoma State at the Arkansas 42. So again, winding down the clock, we're about a minute left, tie ball game. Bowman with a bomb to Presley down to the 6. Alan Bowman, I did say that he's played college football for 7 years and he's respected as a leader. However, he made a really stupid play. He was taunting the Arkansas bench after he throws the bomb down to the 6. Needless, stupid, boneheaded play. Dumb, moronic. But you expect better out of a guy that's like 55 years old. That pushed the play back from the 6 to the 21 with a 15-yard taunting penalty. It did not cost Oklahoma State, though. They get the field goal from Logan Ward, 38 yards, 31-28 Oklahoma State with a minute left. But Taylon Green right back down the field, and Arkansas tied it at the gun. We go to overtime, but man, at that point, I thought Oklahoma State's going to win this football game. Mike Gundy's calling a better game at this point than Bobby Petrino is, and Arkansas should have put them away a long time ago. In overtime, they traded field goal misses, and then they traded touchdowns. Then you had Ollie Gordon with a touchdown, finally breaking free for his big run of the day of 12 yards. 17 carries, 49 yards for Ollie Gordon. And then you had Bowman one more time to Presley on the 2-point conversion. And then Oklahoma State's defense finally steps up on a 4th and inches. And Arkansas loses this game that they should have won with 647 yards of total offense to 385 for Oklahoma State. Cowboys get through their big non-conference game on the season. Arkansas does not. The Hogs now face one of the more difficult schedules in the SEC, of course, and Oklahoma State looks to be a factor in the Big 12. Your thoughts about Oklahoma State? Arkansas, two very flawed teams, but it just kind of fits the narrative of recent years at both places. Oklahoma State finds a way to win. Arkansas finds a way to lose. We appreciate it right here at the Voice of College Football. Comments and questions below. Please like and subscribe right here at the Voice of College Football.